Hey guys, my name's Riley Sullivan, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my vlog for my blog, Student of Life. I'd also like to take time to thank my cameraman, Grayson, for helping me out with this project. One of the biggest things in life for me that I've really learned from is cooking. Cooking is one of those things that allows me to relax, brings me great joy. And I'm also fascinated because cooking teaches us some of the best lessons in life. It teaches us patience, determination, adaptability. It really tests us in all facets that can apply to different areas of our life. And it's just something I really love. So today I'm going to be cooking a ramp and potato soup. If you don't know what ramps are, they're kind of a form of a wild leek. And they are really silky in texture. They've got a beautiful flavor. It's like onion and garlic. And I remember digging them up with my grandfather and my dad. They're just something that's really sentimental to me. And I'm excited to share this journey with you. Food is one of those things that transcends language. It's a language that is universal, and you can go anywhere and communicate with people with your food. So I'm excited to share this recipe with you, and let's check it out. All right, so I'm just gonna walk you guys through how I made this ramp and potato soup. So I first started out with my soup base. It's really important to have a good soup base because no matter what, if you don't have a good enough base, the soup just isn't going to carry. You can have any ingredient in there that you want, but if that base isn't right, it's just not going to be quite there. So my base, I started with chicken stock. I also added some heavy whipping cream, and then from there I like to just add some seasoning: salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, really heavy on the black pepper for that broth, and then some fresh garlic in there as well. From there I just chopped up all of my vegetables. I prepped my vegetables. I had onions, I had the ramps in there, of course. I had sweet corn just to bring a little bit of life and body to the soup. And then I also had some bacon that I cut up and sauteed. That bacon, that fat, really marries well with the onions and the ramps. So cooked the bacon down, added in my chopped up onions and my ramps, and not only does that really bring out the sweetness of the onion, but that fattiness and that richness, that onion and that ramp is just a vessel to transport that to the soup base. It really packs a lot of flavor. From there, I just, added all my vegetables. I boiled the potatoes, added those when they were ready to the soup broth, added my bacon, added my ramps, added the onions, and then right at the end, you don't want to put the spinach in too early or else it's going to get mushy and slimy. So right at the end, that's when you wilt your spinach into that soup broth. And then from there, it's just seasoning to taste. We know our taste better than anyone else, so if you're constantly tasting your dish throughout, you know it's going to taste good. I finish it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and that brings even more body to the soup, even more richness. And the end result is just this dish that showcases a ramp unlike anything else. So a ramp, like I said, is a lot like a wild leek. But the difference is leeks are a little bit tough when you cook them, and ramps, when you cook them down, they just have a beautiful silky texture. They're super popular in Appalachia. They're something that only grow in a very certain part of the country. So as a college kid, to be cooking with such a special ingredient, it's definitely a privilege. And watching through this whole video, I'm hoping that you guys can try this recipe out for yourselves, or even challenge yourselves to cook something different. Like I said, cooking is a huge part of being a student of life because it challenges us. It takes persistence to be a good cook. Not everything's going to come out how you want. It takes patience to let the flavors that you want to come about and really showcase themselves in your food to get there. You're not going to become a great chef overnight, and I'm still not a great chef, but so many lessons from cooking apply to my everyday life. I take the extra second to let things materialize. I'm more observant over many things because of just what I've learned in the kitchen. So I encourage you guys to really challenge yourselves and go out there and cook and just be a student of life.